Okay, so we've got more Batmos to kill. Oh, I got 2 of them there. On the bows up. Cool. So this little area is pretty good for grinding. Oh, quick note, if you want to grind on those Chobin Hoods for some experience, all you really have to do is kill off all but one of them in the room, and then exit the room and re-enter it, and they'll all respawn. So it's worth doing that in order to get yourself up to level 8, because before we head off to Vinquette Hall, I'm going to want to be around level 10, and at the rate I'm going, I'm still going to need to do a tiny bit of grinding right at the end of this little area. We're almost out of the Batmo caves now, so it shouldn't be too much longer while we're sitting in this cave. But once we get out there, we're still going to have a little bit of adventure field to go before we have to actually get to Vinquette Hall. Would you get over here, please? Thank you. Did he drop anything? No. Okay, here's the part where you have to switch to the heroin, because if I can bait it... Okay, did you see how it had the little ball thing on the end of it? Well, that's the bash trait one, so in order to get that, you're going to have to switch to the heroin, run her over here, wait for it to go, and then hit it. And then you have the bashing metal out of the way, and you can actually get out of the cave. We are now in Vinquette Vicinity. I can't talk today. So, I also like to call this area Transylvania. You'll see why in a little while. But we have a treasure chest up here, a gumdrop. So, let's keep going then. Almost forgot about this guy. So how are you guys doing? I'm doing pretty well today, other than, you know, being a little bit sick. I actually had a slight problem with an external hard drive today that I had to take care of, but other than that, it was pretty good day. It was just the company that I purchased the external hard drive from didn't package it with everything that the package said it would have in it. So, and I bought it in that condition. So the company that I purchased it through essentially said screw you when I tried to return it. So we had to, you know, call corporate and all that stuff. It was a big hassle, but we got it taken care of. I got my $130 back, and I'm feeling good about it. Now, there's a treasure chest over here, but we can't get to it yet. We'll find out exactly how we can get to it in just a little bit. Oh, I didn't even see that guy there. Well, she killed it, so that's pretty nice. Okay, let's keep going then. Man, those guys pretty much just got gangbanged there. Oh, this little area. Okay, so now there's a Chobin Hood spawning up there, and you can just wail on him with your new bow. But he can also wail on you with the bow, which he just did to the heroine, and probably hurt a little bit. So you can wail on him with the bow and take care of him. This motion, by the way, of using the bow to run into enemies and hit them with the attacking both of the attacking animations, I'm probably going to refer to it henceforth as Wavedashing, because that's the word that I came up with for it. It's just some fancy schmancy word that I decided to use for it. So I'll just be referring to it as Wavedashing. North is Vinquette Hall, and south is the Scaly Lair. We won't be going to the Scaly Lair for a little bit. But first and foremost, we're going to get this treasure chest. Second, we're going to kill off these enemies, and then we'll go up to Vinquette Hall. Come here, both of you. There we go. I think the rabbi dropped that one. Okay, if you remember all the way from back in Batmo Cave, you might remember that we, actually, you know what? I don't want to go to Vinquette Hall yet. I want to go south first, just for a little bit. Well, you might remember that some of the enemies, and specifically the green slimes, dropped a chest where it had a little ring, and it had OK and arrows and all that stuff in it. Well, that is a new feature that the enemies are going to be having for pretty much the rest of the game. I think the only enemies that don't have that effect when you open their treasure chests is BBs, Batmos, and Rabbites. like just the specific basic ones, not any of their derivatives that will come later in the game. So, now the thing with that is, since I'm being the thief class for the hero, when I go onto the rings for these treasure chests, I get an extra OK for every level of thief class that I have. So since I have 1 thief class, I have 5 OKs on my ring, as opposed to having 4. At least I'm pretty sure that's how many there were. But regardless, I have 1 extra OK, essentially. So I have 1 free chance at getting that without having to worry about any of the secondary effects. And the secondary effects can be pretty devastating, at least later in the game when they start to get really, really powerful. So it's good. It's pretty good to have a thief around. So that might be worth considering if you are looking for a good class to be and you aren't sure what to decide. Remember, GameFAQs will tell you everything you need to know about the classes, so just head over there if you're looking for a class FAQ or something to that effect. So now we're down here. Who's this? Oh, I guess Niccolo's going to run us down before we can read the sign. Hey Niccolo, what's up? Apparently he's going to get me sick. Oh, new stuff, huh? You got the stuff for me, Mac? Good, good. I'm going to make the exchange tonight. Yeah, sure. 50 lucre isn't too bad. At least not at this point. Oh, cactus essence, huh? I wonder what that is. Well, how often are we going to find pots to plant it in? I'm sure that they aren't just laying around everywhere. Oh, you're welcome. You know, you gotta pay for your traveling, so I guess this is the best way to do it. So we get some cactus essence, which I'm sure will be largely useless. Help yourself to whatever you find. Okay, cool. Really? There's just a random pot sitting in the middle of nowhere. Well, I guess it's convenient enough because now we can build a hothouse out of it. So here's the hothouse. Somehow a giant cactus spawned in the middle of nowhere. So this is the lobby. You'll probably get used to seeing this because you'll be coming in here pretty often, at least later on. This guy is Lil Cactus. He doesn't say anything, but he does have a little bit of extra stuff that you can do with him later. You have to speak with him and say yes, and he won't say anything back, but when you leave the hothouse, he'll do something else, which we'll do in a minute after I'm done showing you around. So here's the orchard, and this is Trent, and he'll tell you you can pick a couple of seeds that you can use to plant something. So I'll just give an example. You can pick a round seed and a flat seed, since those are the only two I have. He's saying, I don't know if you can see that, you ought to get a harvest while you're wandering around. Come again anytime. Just read that one because I didn't know if you could see it. So what happens is you plant your seeds in here, and after a couple of days, I think it might even only be one day, you can come up here and your plants will have grown into fruit, and you can harvest them by attacking them, and they will drop down and you will get whatever fruit or vegetable you've grown. I'm probably not going to be using the orchard too much, but I'll get into why that is later. The fruits and vegetables are useless for this point in the game anyway, because you can't forge and temper materials, and they're needed for that. And speaking of forging, here's the blacksmith shop, the, as they call it, handyman area. Does this sign say anything? I don't think it does. Nope. So this will be useful later on once we actually find a blacksmith to use it. So there's the hothouse for you. So now, when you exit the hothouse, Little Cactus will jump out of his pot and right on that cactus over there. Let me go back in so I can show you exactly what it is. Oh, and going in and out of a hothouse will automatically pass the day by a little bit, so that can be somewhat useful, I guess. So you go over here, and this is Lil Cactus's diary. He'll put different notes in here depending on how far you are in the game and when you talk to him. So for right now we have only a meeting, and you know, he has little poems in here, so they're pretty nice. They're little extra insights into the game from a third party, essentially. So you'd think they'd get married and stuff. I like Little Cactus. He's got some pretty funny insight into the game. And I think there are 50 entries into his diary, and that's if you do all of the side quests, which is not happening in this file, so don't even worry about that. You done, Cactus? Okay. See how the day passed from morning and daytime there? Well, there's a mana statue here, but let me just check my stats real quick. Only got 30 to the next level anyway, so it shouldn't be too terribly long. I gotta stop talking for several hours on end, and that might help me out a little bit with this cough. Die! Okay. Here's another BB. Is the new enemy around? There it is! This is a Needlebeak, and I think it's a Needlebeak. Something like that. It's a bird, and it's weak to jab trait weapons. Let's see what it drops. Okay, this is a lot harder on the GameCube screen than it is on the GBA screen. Alright, I got an okay. If you get an okay, nothing happens to you when you open the chest. If you get some of the other ones, they'll generally inflict damage. There's other ones that will also reduce your MP later in the game. In this chest, we get some cicada earrings. Let's go and get those up. There's an accessories menu here when you have at least one accessory that isn't equipped to a character. So then you can take it and you can equip it or discard it. Now, since I've already equipped it, I can't get access to it again until I get another accessory. So that can be kind of problematic, but it's also just, you know, to make sure that you don't accidentally throw away an accessory that you might need. Here's this cave that leads to Wendell, but if you go in there, you can't proceed very far into the cave without running into a roadblock, if you know what I mean. So we're not going to do that. We're just going to kill some more bugs and then head up to the mana statue. After I'm going to kill everything else on the screen because I want to level up relatively soon. So shouldn't be too much longer now before I get it. And once we get it, we're going to head up to Vinquette Hall to do a little bit of Halloween-themed fun. If you've played the game before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, we're only 12 experience off, so I think now would be a good time to end off the video, since we're right here at a mana statue anyway. So that's pretty much it for me for now with Sword of Mana. Next time, we'll continue with the game after I get duped to level 10, and we'll make our way to Vinquette Hall. See you later, guys.